Hi everyone. I have one who believes on the line, and he's got something to tell us about big money and questions and logic, and that's going to be very interesting. So just tell us about it. One that believes.
Okay, thank you, Gary. I wrote this because there was so many people coming into Denarland in these last days that are waving the logic flag, saying, "Oh, there's no way you're going to get this kind of money. There's no way it's possible." And yes, that makes sense back in the old cabal days, but it doesn't make sense now in the world of benevolence. So, title of this is "The Big Money Question and Logic." Big money is a part of the plan. By the time you finish reading this, or in this case, by the time I finish reading it to you, it will no longer be an issue for you. But first and foremost, you need to get rid of fear, as it is the only power the cabal has over you. No fear. My friends, I am just trying to keep your spirits up. The only weapon the bad guys have now is to make you fear. That is why they create fake attacks around the world just to make you worry. If they can get you to worry, you will use your own God given manifesting powers against yourself and against the blessing. In contrast, I want you to not worry. I want you to expect the best outcome of this new benevolent world. The Zim question is moot, which means that the point doesn't matter. Frankly, the Zim question doesn't matter because you either have it or you don't. And if you do, you're going to take it with you to the exchange center and find out the truth. Interestingly, the only impact that this bad news intel has is fear. Fear is a weapon you use against yourself, but you have to be conned into it. The Zim exchange centers. Just an additional point on the Zim exchange centers. I understand that they are the only ones that take in Zim, but they will also exchange the other currencies as well if you have them. As far as I know, they have extra security and personnel that are especially trained to exchange the high value Zim bond notes. Naturally, there are fewer of them, and you have to travel a little bit further to get to them. I expect that they will be on military bases and other places where there's already high security. Humanitarian packages. Did you know that these humanitarian packages that you've been hearing all about, and frankly, I know people who will be receiving them, are pure gifts? All people had to do is sign up on the list to receive them. There were restrictions, of course, such as the majority of the money had to go to and be used for humanitarian projects, but that sounds benevolent to me. So that money, they didn't even have currency. They didn't even have to have currency to get that money for humanitarian purposes. So I think you're beginning to see that there's more of a benevolence to this than there is a currency exchange. Now, the big money question. The elders want to flood the world with money to the point where it is no longer coveted by design. It weans us off the cabal control system. Frankly, you're going to run out of things to buy sooner than you will run out of money. Point number one: if you are getting the huge money, it will be given to you in an interest-only payment. You will only get part of it in liquid cash, and the rest will go into a structured payout program that only generates interest. That immediately reduces the huge amount of money to large quarterly income instead. Still, it's more than you're going to be able to spend. Point number two: very soon after we get our money, there will be a huge guaranteed income given to everyone in the U.S., Canada, and I think the world, but I'm not sure about that. So while you can help people now, if you act quickly, soon they'll be able to help themselves. And there you'll have fewer places to spend money. Point number three: very soon after we get our money, income tax will be stopped, and mortgages student loans and credit card debt will be forgiven. So if you don't offer to pay those off quickly, they will be gone all by themselves. And again, even less places to spend money. Point number 3, we will have disclosure very soon, and with it will come healing technologies that will bring every person on the planet up to perfect health. Again, there will be less places to spend money on because there will no longer be hospitals and drug costs. Point number 4, after disclosure will come free energy technologies that will produce all the electricity you need for your home forever, all for free. Again, there will no longer be an energy cost every month for anyone on the planet. Power plants will be shut down and stop polluting the planet, and also stop any kind of control over your household by regulating the power you get. And again, can't spend money here anymore. Point 5, also related to energy, we will have all-electric cars that run for free and never need to be filled up. Additionally, coming technology will cause our aircraft to be weightless and no longer need fuel to fly from one place to another. These changes will greatly impact the environment and help our beloved Earth to heal and breathe again. Again, even less energy to pay for, less things to spend money on. Point number 6, other technologies mentioned by Sheldon Neidl will be what he calls personal processors. These will produce food and things like replicators on Star Trek. They'll produce food like replicators on Star Trek. He said it will even produce clothing and furniture and large things like that. Remember, our friends in high places in space and under our feet, hollow Earth and inner Earth, have been advancing for millions of years while we have been held back by our cabal masters. We have a lot of catching up to do. So with this, we'll no longer have the need to buy those things either. Now, I didn't write this on here, but I'm going to explain it. These personal processors that Sheldon Neidl talked about, the way I kind of imagine it to be would be something like the Star Trek transporter. For an example, you put a chair on the transporter pad, it degenerates it into a molecular pattern and then reproduces it on the other end. So to me, I imagine that somebody would make the original item, either physically or in the computer, and then its molecular pattern would be somehow mapped out by some kind of advanced, multi-million year technology that we're way far away from so far. So its pattern would be deduced or figured out. And then instead of producing it on the other side like a transporter would, it just holds that pattern in memory. So you go through, I imagine you go through a catalog, something like you would with Amazon, except it's all free, it's just a pattern. And you pick out the chair or the clothing or the shoes or whatever thing you want, and you push a button, and it molecularly generates that item from the pattern. Now, this really sounds wild to us. It sounds wild to me. But remember, these people are millions and millions and millions of years ahead of us in technology. So we have no idea what's available. So just be open-minded because you're going to be blown away very shortly. Okay, on to point number 7. It has been said that our food can be produced so abundantly that every person on the planet will be well fed for very little cost. Add to this that food will also be able to be produced by these replicators as well, and your food costs drop nearly to nothing. This again drastically reduces the big expense of food. Again, less things to spend money on. Point number 8. It has been said that in the near future that robots will do most of the manual labor of building and making things for us. If you throw in the fact that they will run for free since electricity is free, which is the biggest expense, and then the labor is free because, after all, they're robots, and then the materials are mined by robots and the like, and the resulting products will be available at greatly reduced cost. So whatever it is you can't produce with your personal processor that you still want to buy, whatever that is going to be very inexpensive. Infrastructure. What is the one thing that can't be created, that won't be created by these quote-unquote personal processors that Sheldon Idle speaks of? Of course, infrastructure. I think that is why Bruce keeps mentioning it on his calls. It's the one thing that we as humanitarians can do with our huge funds that the individuals can't do with their monthly income. The big city fixing projects like roads and bridges and water. Yes, we are going to help the homeless right away, certainly. But soon they'll be on their feet with their own income. Yes, we're going to work on the food supplies, but when the new technology arrives, that'll be handled so easily that it's no longer a problem. It is the big environmental projects and the big infrastructure projects is where we will be the most needed with our large funds in the long term. So, that begs the question, how long will it take to fix the earth and complete the infrastructure? 50 years? I can't help but notice that in the beginning, when we first started hearing about these structured payouts, that they were going to be made over 100 years. Because I remember thinking, that's the category I'm going to select. But now, they are now only saying that they're going to be 50 years. Think about this. In 50 years, with all this money, all those types of projects will be completed. All the bridges will be built, the infrastructure, the water supplies, blah, 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 the environment cleared, all of that. You will not be able to spend money on energy because it's free. You will spend hardly anything on manufactured products that you produce with your own personal processor or mass-produced by free working robots at factories. Your food costs will be next to nothing since growing operations will be so abundant, you'll have food-producing machines as well. Taxes? What taxes? Everybody will have a huge personal monthly income, which will be far greater than what they can spend it on. We will still be having huge quarterly interest payments with nothing to spend it on. You see what I'm saying? Could the cabal money prison be obsolete in 50 years? We worry about how much money is being poured into the world, but did you ever consider that it had a purpose of making it obsolete? Money is the last cabal control system. Frankly, if my personal garden in the future is producing huge amounts of food, I'm not going to sell it to my neighbor because A, I don't need the money, and B, giving it to them is so much more satisfying in this new love-based world. In 50 years from the date of the GCR start, here we go. In 50 years from now, from the date that the GCR starts, in 50 years, there will be a huge money bomb that will hit the world. Every 50-year payout program is generating interest only will become fully liquid no matter how much money is in the account. You'll have access to all of it. Everybody will at the same time. 50 years, everybody's 50-year payout program will become fully liquid. The trillions and thousands of trillions will become liquid. No more interest. The whole thing in cash. But what will it buy? For yourself or others? Most things, including energy in every form, as much food as you want, will be free or cost hardly anything. You'll have no medical expense or hospitals or drugs because everyone's perfectly healthy. That will be the day. The cabal invented money control system will be dead. Really dead. No more working to pay taxes. No taxes at all. No more working to pay for fuel, electricity, heating, and cooling. That's all free. All free energy. No more working. Robots do the work for free now. No more expense to get from one place to another, since all transportation runs without cost. You can't even give that money away to anybody because they don't need it either. So what is the point? So who cares about how much money we get now? Not the elders. They want you to feel so abundant, more abundant than you have ever felt. With this big money, you are going to be given the gift of helping others and making a difference. For the most part, the ones who will be getting this money, the meek, are the same ones who most need it for themselves and the ones who want to help others. We all know what it is like now. We all know what it is like, and now we get to be the heroes who save the day for others who are in the same position that we are now. We get the money first, so we get to save the people before big government guaranteed income programs kick in. It is all a game, really, since we will never, ever spend all this money anyway. We are the point where the flow of money begins. And with our structured payout program, the hydrating flood of money will continue flowing year after year after year for 50 years, well past its usefulness. Food for thought. Do you think higher frequency beings get paid for their work? In what? Time? Energy? USD? Just kidding. Pay for work is a cabal creation of control and to learn lack. The best way to ruin that system of control and lack is to flood the world with the very thing the cabal said you had to work for, causing lack to vanish, not only in experience, but in thought as well. Like your kids will say, what's lack? They don't have any idea. It doesn't exist anymore. The cabal made money scarce, and now there will be plenty. They made food scarce. Now there will be plenty. They made health scarce, and now everyone is going to be perfectly healthy. They made energy scarce, and now it is free in every way. They made safety a great concern, and now love, peace, and prosperity is now the nature of the world. The chosen ones, stewards of the fountains of abundance. Do you really think that the elders want to continue the fear, lack, scarcity plan of the cabal? Or do you think they want to flood the world with so much money that it is freed from the tyranny of cabal control forever? That's what I think. We are the chosen ones because we're still here. Despite the cabal's best efforts, we who hold them hold the fountains of abundance that will flood into this world continuously for the next 50 years until it is no longer needed. Who are the Zim holders? We are the ones who bought a defunct currency when all others said it was stupid. We are the ones who are capable of holding on to a dream with undying faith, no matter the storm of condemnation that surrounds us. We are the ones who are still holding on to it despite the cabal's best efforts to separate us from it. We are the ones who refuse to give in to scams and instead stood firm in our conviction. We are chosen by our faith to endure, to dream the impossible dream, to stand where others have fallen, to stand against the criticism and tricks of the cabal's logic of lack. We have proved our resolve, our faith, our endurance, and our fortitude. We have earned the right to be given charge of so much money, this benevolent fountain of abundance. We are the ones who have been chosen to hold the light as we hydrate this world with an ever-flowing abundance of everything that money can buy until the day comes that is no longer needed. On that day, the world will have become fully hydrated and fully free. The bottom line, we are in uncharted waters. It is hard to understand the concept of abundance until we are abundant. And only then can we bring that to others. The elders have given the entire world all the gold they need to be free of cabal control. Now, they are giving a select few who have what it takes, huge amounts of money, a blank check, to hydrate the world in ways never seen before. For those who say it doesn't make sense, think like benevolent elders who have given all they have in gold to the entire world. Don't think like the cabal, who would never have given you a thing. For the only antidote to cabal taking is the abundant giving of prosperity, health, and peace. We are chosen to be the extended hand of the benevolent elders to give as they have given, and to help as they have helped, and to heal the world as they have instructed and intended. In closing, many of us have given in to cabal logic, tricks, and scams, and no longer hold to them. No worries. Your heart and efforts are still needed to help the world. There are plenty of us who are the caretakers of these fountains of abundance, and you shall be showered with their benevolent hydrating waters. Let us all realize that there is a change in the world, that abundance is the new, the now of the nature of the world, is now the nature of the world. Do not fear, for whatever is not a match to abundance is not true. It is a cabal lie meant to hold on to control they no longer have. Be strong. Be confident. Have faith that this is all working out and will be way better than you ever imagined. May we all be worthy of the task ahead of us. May we stand firm against those who mean us harm. May we be good stewards of these fountains of abundance. May they freely flow and unendingly until the world is whole again. May we all get everything we want and live the lives of our dreams. Signed, One Who Believes.
That was a wonderful, wonderful presentation, One Who Believes. I believe that was the anointing of God on that one. I really do. This is, to me, it's a futuristic revelation. I mean, those are the words that came to my mind. But it's like the elimination of the love of money by money, and it's like the root of evil is the love of money, and the abundance of money now is going to be so common that it's not going to be a cherished thing at all, and it's going to be a whole new lifestyle, and it's going to be everybody's going to have it, and we're going to be way beyond money as far as motivations and the no monetary agendas. Like, we're not trying to outdo each other, not trying to manipulate people with money. That was a fantastic presentation, and now I want to thank you so much for it. But you described the kingdom of God, really, in my opinion.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a time when we'll all have money will be the same time that we no longer need it anymore.
Right. Now, the thing is, along with that story, you visualize the lion and the lamb together and all those type of things, which is going to happen too. But that's going to become kind of a natural thing, because we're probably not going to be eating the animals like we've done in the past. And we're going to have really a good relationship with all these wild animals that we don't never see any. but they're going to be great, and they're going to be great friends and great pets, and I think we're even going to be communicating with them.
Oh yeah, definitely, as we raise up in vibration.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I want to thank you so much, uh, One Who Believes, and anyway, this is.
You're welcome.
I know this is going to be touch a lot of people, and I want to thank you for that. And
The
everybody,
main thing I wanted to get across, Gary, is that these people that say, "Ooh, all these zeros are going to be lopped off," and "Oh, you're going to be cut way back," and better keep your day job and all that. That's not in line with the plan. Clearly, that's not the plan.
Well, the thing, what you described is a godly plan. That I have no question about that. This is that the plan itself was an inspiration to somebody, and whether you come up with this, I don't know who came up with all this, but that was
it occurred to me, and I write it down.
Right. Well, the thing is that's how God reveals things. Sometimes you just you just pray and you start writing and it comes out. And anyway, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Any other words you're welcome to express before we.
We're almost here. Don't fall for anything that's fear based that makes you worry. You already have it made. You're right in the. You couldn't be in a better place in this world if you want to help humanity, and that's going to be. See, that's our gift. The elders could help humanity. I mean, there's so many different ways they could just make it happen. But the gift to us is they're giving us the ability to enjoy that wonderful feeling of helping others. They're letting us get to have that joy. And that right there is, the money is a gift, but what it's going to give you and your ability to help others and be a part of bringing this world around, that's the greater gift. That's where the joy comes from. And that's the gift we're given, is the ability to have the joy of helping others and have the means to make it happen. And it's just about go time.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and all of you have a great day, and we'll be back with you with more news later. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome. Bye. Bye.
Bye.